Unfortunately, I forgot to refill my banana stand when I went grocery shopping on a Sunday night. I'm just not myself without bananas. They're so delicious and good, especially when they're dipped in chocolate and frozen. But thank God there's always money in the banana stand. I don't know what I'd do without it. What we have here is a circa 2004 iBook G3 in damn near perfect condition. It doesn't get much better than this. It has very few scratches. It doesn't have the typical cracking and case damage that they usually get after years of use and abuse. This particular laptop sat on a desk most of its life, which is why it's in such good condition. And it wasn't used. The built-in keyboard was rarely ever used. As far as I know, it was used with an external keyboard and mouse, which is evident when you pop it open and look at the, oops, get that out of the way. When you look at the keyboard surface, it's actually, I just realized, I believe this laptop got a new keyboard, actually just before it was parked for its eternal nap. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, this laptop, I believe, got a brand new from Apple GSX keyboard. And I believe I installed it in 2006 or 7. And that's around the time it was put away and never to be used again, as it was replaced. I do know that, and judging from my notes, because I've serviced this laptop since 2006, when I started my new job that I still have. Let's see if I can find I locked the keyboard down. Let's unlock it. Oh, wrong size. Let's get a bigger one. But anyway, this was parked and left in a closet for several years. As we started phasing out the legacy Mac products, the G3s, G4s, and G5s. So here we go. Brand new hard drive in 2006, early 12/5 of 06, late 06. New CD-ROM drive on 4/20 of 07. And these are all brand new parts from Apple. And I believe the keyboard was replaced around that time period. It has an Airport Extreme card that it didn't have originally that I put in. And it has an additional 1 gig of RAM. So it has about 1.25 gigs of RAM installed. And I believe that's pretty much the max that these will take. These only have one slot for expansion, and they have 250. Yes, is it 250? 256 megabytes of RAM built in on a chip soldered directly to the board. So the upgradability is limited to whatever you can stuff in that slot, and it uses PC133 RAM. So it has 1.256 gigs. So let's take a look at the back of the case. This is usually where they see the most damage, on the bottom. It is missing 1 foot, and I'm actually going to order some additional feet for it. I actually had some new old stock feet, and unfortunately they were used up very recently, actually, on some other vintage stuff I was trying to save. But we have 3 feet, 1 missing. The battery is it may be the original battery. This hasn't been used off the battery very much. It was very rarely used. There is no scratching or scuffing in the middle, which is usually where you see that. It's just in great condition. Let's pop the battery. Okay, these are spring-loaded batteries. Apple used a pretty nice latch system. I mean, there's a metal latch that pops out like that, and there's 2 little spring-loaded plungers. that pop the battery out and keep tension on it while it's installed. This is one of the most difficult models to work on of all Apple portables, other than the iPads and some of the... actually, I would say that the iBook, or the MacBook Pro first generation is a close second. But these are very difficult to work on. Not as bad as the 12-inch PowerBook G4. But they are hard to repair because they're just so fragile, and there's so many parts and so many screws to deal with when you get it apart. It's just, they're a nightmare. But that having been said, I've had to service my share of iBook G3s, and those are also in the nightmare category. I got motherboard swaps down to about an hour on those, and that's just doing an absolute perfect job. I mean, we're talking taping things down, lining up wires, and I was very good at it. But I haven't done an iBook G3 motherboard swap in so long that I forgot how to do it. But I could do it again if I had to. So, a little less of me talking and a little more hearing this thing run. I recently reformatted the drive. I installed, I believe I put 10.5 on it. And surprisingly, Apple still has all the updates for 10.5 available on their servers. So I was able to install the update roll-up or bundle kits, as well as the latest version of Java that was supported by Apple. And it's running quite well, actually. The display is in perfect condition. There is not a defect anywhere on it. The backlight is crisp. Because of this laptop's low usage, it doesn't have the typical yellowing of the display that these over time develop. It has a very crisp and bright backlight. The trackpad has very little wear on it. There's a little bit of wear right about here. Now, I don't remember if the trackpad is sold separately. I don't think it is. It's been a while since I've had one of these apart, but I believe you had to replace the entire top case if the trackpad were to fail. I could be wrong on that, though. And here it is, the 10.5 background. It's a 1.33 PowerPC G4 with 1.25 gigs of RAM, as I stated earlier. Really not much else to show you guys. Let's see, it displays up as bright as it goes. Of course, these have the built-in speakers. In what I believe to be one of the more sensible locations for speakers to be on a laptop. They should be towards the back, facing up. Apple's recently installed them in a way that forces them to bounce the sound off the display, which sounds intelligent. I'm just not impressed with the sound quality of those. Better than this, I guess. These didn't have the third speaker, which usually is mounted somewhere in the middle. They only have the two left and right speakers. It is running off the battery right now, and it has an estimated 1 hour, 30 minutes remaining. It was last charged a few days ago, so that's actually pretty damn good. Let's see if it'll tell me what the battery cycle count is, which doesn't really mean anything in the real world, I've learned. Let's see. 158 cycles. It is allegedly in good condition, according to the utility. Not bad, not bad. So I haven't installed any software, really, to speak of, but let's see how it performs on the web. We'll go ahead and launch Safari and see what you can do. I don't know what I'm going to do with this laptop, but I couldn't throw it away. I mean, it doesn't really have any use in the traditional sense. I mean, we can't use it for a lot of the stuff that, like for example, we use a lot of Google applications, which won't run on this machine. I don't even think YouTube will run. Although there are people that are running YouTube on PowerPCs, so you know that is still interesting to me. Okay, it's actually not running badly. I mean, it Could be better. But it's better than I thought it would be. Let's see if this IKEA commercial loads. It's chunky. Let's lower the quality. Bring it down to 240p. See how that works. Pause it. Start over. Okay, now it should be in 240p. Now that's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. Seamless video. I'm actually quite impressed. Let's go to my channel. I see what's popular. Netbook or MacBook and one of my low-res videos. It is. Oh yeah. Let's see how those little guys are doing now. They're still here, still with me. It's like she's hiding in her little house. Wake up. There she is. Hey, how you doing? Anyway. Okay. Not bad. What we have here is an Acer EEE PC netbook. I've always wanted a netbook because I've always had a reason to own one. I mean, when you're laying on the couch and you just want to check email or, take it on an airplane to watch movies or whatever, there's always a use for a small little notebook PC. Unfortunately for me, I missed the entire netbook craze, and I don't think very many vendors... I don't think I'm missing anything. I did not miss the netbook craze. I wonder how Plex works. Plex. Do you think it's about TV? Yeah. Here we go. Is my server running? No, but I have friends who have servers that are running, so let's I'm gonna sign in there and see what I can get. Put in my information, my secret codes. I think it's let's see if it lets me in. Hey, I'm on the page. Alright, let's look at servers. What have we got here? And my server is off right now, but I should be able to see my friend's server. See how that comes up. Alright. I'm not showing you anything deliberately because it could... I don't want to have any privacy issues with my friends, you know what I mean? So here we go. I've got Plex. I've got the website is loading. And I'm going to now see what movies I can get here. Let's see if I can see the movies at all. Okay, not bad. Here's 12 Years a Slave. And we're running this on a G4 1.33. So far it hasn't choked. There's still time though. Come on. I might actually be able to use this for something. If this works. Oh wow. Yeah, it's a little sluggish. Just a little bit. A little sluggish. Yeah. It's not getting any better either. Well, anyway. That was loads of fun. What else can we do on a G4? Apparently nothing. Now the battery just went dead on me. Great. Ain't that grand? So the battery's no good. It has some dead cells in it, apparently. Let's see. Yeah. It's dead. Okay, well, thanks for watching. That actually ended just in time, because I have nothing else to contribute. So, there you go. The iBook G4 in nearly mint condition. This is actually, what was this, the 13-inch model? Let's find out. I should know this. I believe this is a 13.3-inch. It is actually a 14-inch. It is bigger than my MacBook Pro, so how do you like that? It's a 14-inch iBook G4. I'll put that in the title. I think this is the biggest iBook you could buy, actually. They didn't make a bigger one. But a lot of them were, like the bulk of them were 13-inch units, I think. So, and here's another interesting fact. In 2004, when this was made, I remember going to, I hadn't worked really in the computer field. I was a press operator back then. I actually ran a flexographic printing press. And I was with my cousin. We were checking out the new Apple. Well, let me rephrase that. CompUSA began selling Apple products, and they actually designated a section of their stores just for Apple and Apple accessories. And it was like a cordoned-off area. It was all space age and just kind of like the Best Buy Apple Store model. And well, I think it predated Best Buy's Apple Store a little bit, just by a few months maybe. And the iBook G4 was one of the products that they were featuring. And boy, did it suck. I didn't like the G4. I didn't like this machine at all because it looked flimsy to me. I mean, I was looking at the hinge strength, and I was like opening and closing the screen, and I could see this gap forming right there, and it really scared me. I'm like, why would anyone want to buy this? Anyway, I wound up buying an HP Pavilion. And it was a Pavilion ZE5700. And I had it custom ordered with a floppy drive. That was an option still. And I had that installed. It was a Pentium 4, 2.66, with 512 megs of RAM, which I later upgraded to about a gig or so. And it had the 60 gig hard drive upgrade in it. I think the default was a 40 gig. And I bought that around the time that this laptop came out. And that laptop, the Pavilion, lasted me until 2008, when I finally got rid of it. I had lived in this condo about a year when I got rid of it. So yeah, it was actually here long before I started making YouTube videos. But just a little side discussion. Wanted to mention that. Anyway, so there you go, your iBook G4. I know people love these, and I do too. I do now. I have a new respect for them because they really weren't bad machines. I mean, they were relatively reliable, and they held their value really well, actually. Surprisingly well. They hold their value surprisingly well if they're in good shape, and even today, we're in the post-Intel days. But that's it for now. And I think I'm going to do a Toshiba laptop next. I'm going to do that. I'm going to film it right now.